Thank you for joining again, Keyforge players, and welcome to another Random Access Archives episode. I think at this point we're at episode 4. Again, still phenomenally enjoying the video series, and I thought this time we would invite another one of the UK elite to Random Access Archives. So again, my name is Carl, and I'm with Crazy Killing Machine, and this week we have John Pickavance, otherwise known as Picmar on TCO. So John, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Carl. Looking forward to destroying the fun that you're deriving from these.
This is outrageous, man. You've been on for 30 seconds and you're already trying to ruin my day. So it's in true Pickavance style. He's rocked up and he's starting to troll before we've even started. So for those in the UK, especially those in the UK that have been to a Vault Tour, you might know John previously. But John, I'll give you a couple of minutes just to give us a rundown of you and your Keyforge exploits.
Yeah, so I won the UK Vault Tour, the one and only UK Vault Tour, because we didn't have one last year, unfortunately. But yeah, that was like 18 months ago. At that point, that was the first organized play event I'd actually been to for any game.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So it was a bit, it was all new to me, and obviously I won, but me and my brother, who I entered with, we both had a brilliant time, and we started seeking more opportunities to play. Got involved with a local group in Leeds, who were brilliant, and yeah, just started playing in chain bounds. Went to the odd prime, had a really good time meeting everyone, and yeah, love the game.
So what did you do? Obviously, what got you into Keyforge? You must have done something beforehand, or was Keyforge just the thing you thought, I'm going to try a game and get into it from then?
My brother is massively into board games.
Yeah.
I was always more of a video game guy, and I guess I still am. But and he'd always be bringing home like the latest hotness from whatever YouTube channel he was subscribed to.
This is all we do as board gamers, man. We'd buy the latest hotness, take it out, organize it, put it on the shelf, and never play it. That's the story of a board gamer.
Story of our living room and all.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So yeah, he brought Keyforge back, like pretty much I think when it first came out, because they were pushing it quite hard.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd always like played a lot of card game, like games with playing cards. It seems strange to say that.
Yeah.
But as kids,
plenty of bridge and chase the
exactly.
ace.
Well,
Yeah.
Canasta. We used to love playing Canasta.
Canasta, Jesus, that is it's
a fantastic game.
Rough old card game, is it? So you said you've been playing Keyforge with a group in Leeds, or a good bunch in Leeds. I mean, do you want to give a shout out to a specific team in Leeds, or do you just want to leave it at that?
Well, I mean, there's only one team in Leeds. Do you want to give them a shout out, Carl?
No, I won't. No, we know the best team in north of the UK is in Sheffield. So if you want to give a shout out to the second best team in the north of the UK, then by all means.
Yeah, no, shout out to Team Archimedes. I won't. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
You won't embarrass people. This is grand.
It's been a while since we've met in person. Obviously, there's been a lot online, but
yeah. So this is absolutely a COVID-free zone. So we're not going to talk about being stuck in our basements and having to convert garages so we've got places to play. And no, we're not going to talk about any of that. We'll just get straight into the Keyforge. So obviously you've had a chance to play in season 1 of KFPL, and I think the deck you brought today is one of the decks that you took to the to the 3-deck adaptive, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Honorius of Fire Sea Monument.
Honorius of Fire Sea Monument. So this is the first time somebody's actually brought a realistic SAS level deck for me to play against, and this is the one where I'm going to get absolutely crushed. So a 69. Nice. But talk to me about a deck. So I mean, what have you bought it for? I can see a couple of reasons you might have brought it because of some of the things it does. But has it got any particular meaning or story behind it, or?
No, it's not. It's not particularly dear to me. So obviously, it's a mass mutation deck, and we've not been able to play any mass mutation live in organized play events.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's had a fair go in the flat. Obviously, my brother. So I mean, I think the reason I brought it, you asked me to bring an interesting deck.
For sure.
And I really like playing with decks with interesting win conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can kind of math out and puzzle out an end game, um, based on what your opponent's got, for example. And this deck, obviously, right
Obviously
away
does
you can
that.
see
Yeah,
it's got 3 key cheats in,
it
um,
has.
and there's a real sting in the tail with those. I don't want to like reveal the master plan, but
Oh,
but
you've rumbled me. That's it. It's all I've been doing. Putting people in front and just telling me exactly how their deck works, and then hopefully trying to beat it. But yeah, you've talked about 3 key cheats. We've got the obviously we'll talk about the Obsidian Forge with 18 creatures, which is going to do some damage. But those 2 redacteds,
yeah, exactly. And
there's
I think the interesting thing about Redacted, so you say, does it have any kind of sentimental value? This is probably the only deck that I've ever opened where, as I was going through going through the list, I was getting really
a bit
excited.
excited. Yeah, for sure.
And it's rare, um, especially when you don't really know what the set's about. This was like one of my first boxes, but
So let's
obviously
see.
two Redacteds is a standout.
It
Um,
is for sure. So let's see what else is in there. Because we've looked at the 2 redacteds, but I mean, there's plenty of other stuff in here as well with the 5 capture and the Scrivener Fabian,
yeah, exactly.
which is
So that the one
disgusting.
So the one reason, okay, the reason it's really good is because it's got so many artifacts in, and
Hmm.
all of the artifacts are a really high value artifact.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Front of the Eye is disgraceful with Scrivener Faven. What else we got? Commandeer to do some more capturing. Spirit's Way to clear a board. Font of the Eye, we've spoken about. Eye of Judgment, Bulwark, and Gizelhart's Zealot, and they're just fighty Sanctum filler creatures as far as I'm concerned. So hopefully I've got something to deal with them. Um,
Yeah, but I think as well, the Screaming Cave
for
is
sure.
is is ridiculously good when you've got 2 Spirit Sways in a. I mean, in Mass Mutation versus Mass Mutation, where board clears are an absolute premium.
Yeah.
If you're running against a creature heavy deck, you've always got that as a crutch to kind of
I mean,
shuffle
those
those
yeah,
back
those
in.
Spirit's Ways are fantastic. So I've got a Screaming Cave deck that tends to do pretty well, but it's got 2 gateways to dis in it as its board clear. So if you're
Mm.
not careful, you get chained to death. That's obviously not it's
Yeah,
obviously not going to happen with Spirit's Way.
no,
Um,
no, exactly, and obviously it comes with the restriction that it won't remove the smaller creatures. But
yeah,
then
for
you've
sure.
got Maleficon, with 5 dots. You've got Positron Bolt, Pain Reaction. You've got loads of ways of getting rid of the little ones. So
Yeah,
it's actually a really good control deck.
what else we got?
With
Anger. Talk about control. Got Anguish. You got anything to put damage onto Anguish itself? What can we
Well,
see?
I've got 5 dots
Oh, you got of course. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. There, five raw damage. So, oh
and
god.
Pain Reaction. Um, so yeah, even though there's the capture in this, it's got quite a lot of capture, but you've got ways of converting that into tax, right? Because you know capture's only good if you can kind of make them
If
pay
you
for
could
it
stick it
later.
there, yeah, absolutely. If it captures
So
only good if it stays there or if it hurts. I
so
think there's
you
this
can
common
kind of
misperception that capture is just unified good every time it happens, and it just isn't. I mean, there's no good. I know this is sort of an extreme, but capturing onto a Glorion as a tenant or something stupid like that, so there's no value there really, unless it's a makeshift miasma and stopping somebody forging. But yeah, I mean, you've got plenty of stuff here that capture's actually going to turn into tax and value with. I mean, I keep looking at the Fabian, but there's plenty there that's going to stop.
well, yeah, I mean the anguish and the waking nightmare, just ways of
Mm,
giving them the amber back and then being like, okay, now pay 10.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Um, but I think the real trick of this deck is with the redacteds, because actually redacted's not a great card.
No, I agree.
Um,
I agree.
because it's so slow, and also for it to get value, really you need to draw it early. I think
Mhm.
that's one particularly good thing about having two. But then also you've got Skippy Time Hog and Opposition Research,
Mm.
which
Which is going
basically
to slow you down.
buy
Yeah,
exactly. And I often, if I have both in hand with redacted down, I won't play them both. I'll play one, call Logos, and then play the other, and basically limit the value of your opponent's turns while you call Logos.
yeah,
But
for
then
sure.
also you've got Stirring Grave to bring Skippy Time Hog back, and then we've already talked about Screaming Cave. So there's ways once you've got the redacted down to really actually get use out of it,
Yeah.
whereas in a lot of decks you don't.
So
Um,
I know you spoke briefly about your sort of play style. Is this very much the sort of deck that you enjoy playing? It's a very controlly deck clearly, but it's a very I think it's the polar opposite of what we call an autopilot deck. This is a very very thinky. I'm assuming you'll play plenty of turns where it's just one card.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it depends what you dealt, but I like a puzzled out end game. I like knowing how many turns my opponent's got to win, knowing how many turns I can get to that win, and mapping out what resources I have to kind
Yeah,
of.
man, absolutely. No, it's a good deck. This is
Um,
my sort of deck as well. I mean, the way that I tend to play or like playing is I like raw amber heavy decks, action heavy decks. I'm not a big creature fan. Um,
mm,
but this you can see, even though it's got plenty of creatures, it's not a creature centric deck. It is a very mathy, a very nonsense heavy deck.
yeah, and
Um,
I think one good thing about these decks is just people. They're kind of unique, right? They always present a different problem. Like rush decks all present the same problem.
yeah, they do. Yeah, for sure.
But if you've got something with an interesting win condition, in this case you've got 3 key cheats that are all artifacts. Like that
Yeah.
that's very different from another deck where you might be able to, for example, arise Restring Gunters 3 times.
This is
These are the
right.
kinds of
Yeah, yeah. And the one thing you've just said then as well, and it's not even landed until you said it, is that they're three key cheats that are all artifacts.
yeah.
It's fine having three, I don't know, three key cheats that are, I don't know, a data forge, a key forge, and a imperial forge, which is fine, but they're all
You never
cards
get
that
to use
chain.
them.
They will chain you until you
Exactly.
decide to use them, unless you've got loads of archiving or recursion from discard. But yeah, these just sit on the board until you want to use them.
And you've got so many artifacts that they want to get rid of.
Yeah,
You
for sure.
know.
So let's talk about that actually, because you've got plenty of artifacts that I'm going to want to get rid of. But look, we've talked about the strong stuff. It's very controlly. It's relatively decent amber generation. It's a fine. Well, actually, no, that 11 does it. The creature control does it no justice when you can recur things back with a screaming cave. But some of
Mhm.
the things that maybe might work in my favor. So there's obviously no artifact control, no hard R, no soft R. It is if I get an artifact that I like out, it's staying there.
Yep.
And it's quite slow as well. I mean, the F is 5.1. I'll tend to like it a little higher than that. But like you just said, if you can find ways to stall me and get some value out of those the opposition researchers and waking nightmares, then I could be in trouble.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I don't like about it um is the speed and the efficiency. I'd like, because there are certain artifacts that you do want out,
Mhm.
namely the redacted Obsidian Forge, the Font of the Eye. Um, it
Could you just imagine this
sometimes
deck if it
it
had a
just
Logica in it as well? I mean,
well, no, exactly,
it'd be
exactly.
disgraceful. So
Um, so yeah, I'd say that's its weakness. But then I think you can kind of cover for that if you've got ways of stalling the game out, and this deck certainly has ways of stalling the game out.
no, this is cool.
Um,
This is very cool. So what I'm going to
and
do, I'm not going to ask you to sit here and pick your deck apart to give me too much of an advantage, but yeah, it's fun deck. I've seen the deck being played. I've seen you play the deck, and I've always thought it was a fun deck as well. But I suppose I'd best try and find something to play against it. So at this point, I suppose we best go to the fabled wheel of. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think of something to call this wheel. I just keep calling it
Fate.
the wheel of fate. I just keep calling it the wheel of click to spin or press control and enter, but I don't think it's very catchy. So, for those that haven't watched, if this is the first one you've jumped into, just to give you an idea of what's happening. So, John brings his deck, explains his deck to me. I pick a deck totally at random out of my archives, which at the minute stands at 276 decks. All of my decks are between 46 and 79. I'm so far, I think I've played two 67s, a 68, and a 69. So we're probably expecting things to be in a mediocre sort of high 60s high 60s score. So I'm going to click to spin as instructed by the Wheel of Fate, and we'll see where we land. The high likelihood is I'm going to pull a deck I've never heard of. And that's absolutely true. So I've got Amma El Tandreg. So Amma El Tandreg is coming out of the vault, it's coming out of the archives, and I think at this point it's probably a good point to cut so I can bring the deck up, load it into TCO, and then, as always, it's a big Northern Yorkshire war. You ready, John?
Yeah, always.
Oh, let's go, man. We've done all the jiggery pokey we need to do to get Amma El Tandreg into TCO. I've opened Amma up on on the Master Vault, so we're not looking at anything to do with the SAS or the bolts or the pips or anything like that. But as I'm sure you can see straight away, we've got a Worlds Collide Brobnar deck, which I am thrilled about. How are you feeling about that, John?
Yeah, I mean it's a deck.
It's definitely a deck. This could be the dethroning. I think this is what I'm super happy about. So let's look at the deck. So we've got Amma El Tandrig, as I'm sure you can appreciate because I've got no idea about what this deck is. 0 power, 0 chains, 0 wins, 0 losses, total 0. We have got a Worlds Collide Brobnar Dis and Untamed deck, and in Brobtar, also known as Brobnar, we've got 2 Narps. Oh, there's some value for you. So we've got 2 Narps. We've got a lot of creatures. 2 Narps, a Ganger Chieftain, a Mog Hunter, a Scrapper, a Gravel Guts, a Rapskull. So I might get some value out of that Smith, which would be quite nice. Other than
Yeah,
that, what
and you
else?
got a
What are we
pile. We
seeing?
got you got a pile of skulls and all,
Pile
which
of
is pretty
skulls if
good.
they can stay alive, but the problem is you've got those 2 Spirits Ways, and they tend to be some big old creatures, except for I think Rapskull and what's Scrapper? Scrapper's quite low, isn't he?
Yeah, it's rubbish. It might
Scrapper
be my
3?
least favorite.
Is it 3?
Yeah,
Scrapper's the Alpha 3, isn't it? Is that right?
yeah, it might be my least
Yeah, there he
favorite
is.
card.
So he's staying alive, which I'm happy about. He's staying on the board. Least favorite card. Oh, bold claim.
Oh, it's just so like dull, isn't it?
It's a dull card, yeah. Least favorite card
It's a
is
3 power alpha
oh so,
that does
so
nothing.
yeah, fair.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, fair. It's up there with the Heist Knights of the world and the Quantum Finger Traps. My
It's
least
like
favorite card. I'm still going to call it out. Shout out to Heart of the Forest. I hate you. Get out of every deck that
yeah.
I own. Burn yourself. Eat yourself alive. Get out of Keyforge. But
The thing about Heart of the Forest is it's the kind of card design that a human will have made and think, oh, this is fun, and it's just not. Whereas Garganti Scrapper is the kind of card that a rogue algorithm comes up with.
yeah, and nobody's caught it and gone, that looks terrible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's the Brobnar. I'm sure they're going to be the lights at the end of the tunnel in this game for me. Bring it home, Brobnar. Let's go. Dis looks all right. Draining Touch, Buzzle, Eterome, Harbinger of Doom. So I've got a board wipe. Well, I've got one board wipe. Have we got anything else in here? I think it's
I mean,
just the
you've
Harbinger.
got Harbinger.
It's just the Harbinger by the
Um,
looks of things. I can't see anything else that's going to. Berserker Slam's going to do a bit, but it's not board wipe in any stretch of the imagination. Oh, we got no
it,
name. I do like playing. I mean, I like a no name. It's no good at this point, but I think Harbinger's my only true wipe if I can get rid of things. Imp Spectre, one Infernus. That's I think you've said Gargantis Scrap is your least favorite card. I think Infernus is my least favorite card.
yeah,
Certainly
it's pretty
in
dumb.
mass mutation, I've got my own thoughts about it. I know people love it, but it's an auto include. It's just so good.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's really dumb.
Misery Exploit. We got anything that's going to help me with Misery Exploit? No, so Berserker Slam maybe. And then a totally underwhelming Untamed.
You
Two
do have
Diglett.
artifact control though.
I've got a bit of artifact control with Grasping Vines, so that might do you some good. I'm keeping hold of that Grasping Vines. They've got no way of archiving it, but that sucker is I will chain myself to death with. Um,
It's insanely good against redacted as
against
well,
two redacteds, yeah.
because you can just wait till they've got 3 amber on them and then return them to hand.
This is
It,
it.
it's better against redacted than perhaps any other artifact.
So
Um,
that's it. I think. Let me do some moving of this screen. It's not quite. You can't quite see the amber. There we go. We're in. So I have started the game. We've got a start in hand. I'm going first. Good luck, John. I hope you chunk it. That wasn't me being petty, by the way. Anybody, if anybody's well, you've seen already in the first 30 seconds, John sledging me. So it's all in
you call
a
that
a
sledging,
sort of
Carl?
B plus love. Do I want any of
Right.
this? Do I want any of this? Do I? I do. I'm going to keep this just for comedy value.
But I mean, you're going to throw it away and you'll just have, you know,
I'm not. I'm
the
not. I'm not
same.
keeping that. I can't keep that at all.
Yeah, but it's a crap deck, Carl.
I
You're
mean,
just going to
oh,
get
I've
the
still got it
same
back.
back.
I've got the card back that I want to drop, so we're fine. We're fine with it. I'm going to put you on.
Nah.
I'm going to put you on tilt before we've even started.
Okay. Okay.
You ready for the clutch play?
Go for it.
We're going Brobnar.
Nope.
We're going with the
Oh,
Gargantuan
oh.
Scrapper. Boom! 1-0 Woodwiss. Let's go.
Oh, dear me.
He's gone straight into Logos. He can't have got one straight away. He's got one straight away. Has he got two straight away?
That's why you get two in your deck.
Yep, for sure. So you can get one off the board. Okay, so we'll go with... We're not going to get any value out of that, but we'll get rid of his Sacrobot with a Draining Touch. Play an Inspector to the right. And play a Harbinger of Doom to the left. And then for 0 value at all, but just to get it out of my hand, we'll drop that Infernus. And... I mean, why not? Let's purge your Sacrobot. Gives you one less thing to play in Logos. And let's go. Big turn, no Amber. Can't see many Amber on cards. Can't see any Amber on cards at the minute. It's not...
No, but you've got 3 Amber on board. If you so choose to take it.
If I choose to. You think you are?
And
Tom,
I've got.
You think you are Tom Cruise?
I don't know. Have I just quoted a?
I mean, it's a Mission Impossible thing, but yeah, all right.
Oh, really?
One person that's watching would have got that.
I imagine most people will.
Well, there's that, and you're a Scientologist, so.
Yeah. So you said you wouldn't bring that
I won't
up.
bring that up. Sorry. Hang on a minute. I've got something for that.
There, yes. Interesting. Oh, this is so frustrating.
You've played one turn and you've got a redacted on the board, John. We've got no Amber between us. I mean, come on. Oh, nice. Yeah. 2 Infernus is doing nothing. Oh,
exactly.
Useless pair of twins. Pair of twins. Useless and interesting fact. Both at the same time. If you didn't know, John Pickavance talked about his brother. He is a twin. And he is the... yeah, I'm going to say it. He's the lesser twin.
Why? Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Just accepted it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. What have I got that's going to do anything? You're doing no good. I need to clear that board, really. Yeah. Let's clear a board. I need some Amber. It doesn't look like I've got much in hand. Oh, now this is a play. Oh, John, what you got in your hand?
What have I got in my hand?
Thought you'd fall for it, mate. Yeah. I'm going to do it. I'm going to run an Inspector into that. What have we hit? Commandeer. Yeah. Misery Exploit for 1. Harbinger of Doom into Jiboy. Let's go. I'm on 2 Amber. I thought it was
interesting.
Well thought out turn.
I beg to differ.
You not think?
No. I think it's interesting that you sacrificed your board
to get rid of your board, and you've got a stronger board than I've got.
Well, you've always got Harbinger, though, haven't you?
Don't fancy it, mate. I didn't fancy having that 3 free Amber.
3 free Amber. Yeah, but you had 3 Amber if you just reaped out. Anyway, I mean, it's fair. It's fair. But you did my work for me.
It's calling me out. It's calling me out. It's just... I mean, I've called you along for a friendly game. And you just...
Hey, I'm the lesser twin, Carl.
And you just...
You want to win it off my brother.
And you just... And you're just picking apart every play. I'm going to have to really think about this. I know so my self-esteem doesn't get destroyed.
Oh, dear. Let's do it this way. I mean, it's not a bad move.
I mean, you've played a Radiant Truth and a Font of the Eye. I think I've got away with it. I know you're holding stuff back, but boom, let's drop this Worlds Collide Brobnar. Oh, Narp. Oh, Gang of Chieftain. Ire Staff, reap with that Narp.
Okay.
So up to 4. Looking steady away at the minute.
So let's do this. What have you got? You're running away with it, Cal. It's not even close.
I don't know about running away with it. We're at 4-1. Master the theory. What's he archived? Let's call what he's archived. I've been pretty alright at calling. I think you've archived a... Oh, the second redacted come out while I was looking! You sneaky boy. I think you've archived a Skippy Time Hog. Positron Bolt, you wouldn't have archived that. You'd have played that, I think.
I mean, I don't have to archive Logos cards.
I know you don't. I'm just thinking you might have done. You played your QMEX and your daughter. I think you might have. I suppose both of them have got value in this turn and getting them back out. Okay. I'm going to call a Skippy Time Hog and a Spirit's Way are in there.
I mean, yeah, it'd be great if they were. And I would certainly have archived them.
No
Have
reaping.
they been?
No reaping.
Okay. No reaping, yeah.
Okay. Well, clearly, if anybody saw my hand, I'm definitely going untamed. Dropping a Ghost Hawk.
No reaping.
Oh, you son of a! Nearly swore.
No more saying cuss words.
I mean, yeah.
It's fine.
You even said so.
I know, I even called it myself.
All
right.
It's all right. You get to play all your cards.
Harmonia. I'll drop a Fittest. Am I going to call it there? I think I'm going to call it there. If I didn't call it there, though, it puts me on check. Oof. I've got to do it. We've got to get on check, boy. I wanted to get more value out of putting them back in your hand, but
Interesting.
yeah, you got to get on check. You got to get on base, mate. You don't win keys by sitting on 5 amber.
Yeah, no, I agree. It makes your decision to.
Yeah, don't say it. I know what you're going to say. Are you going to say
like,
me not being able to reap with the Gang of Chieftain and Narp, it makes it even more painful? Is that what you were going to say?
No, not at all. I was.
Because I'm dying inside the fact that I just made that absolute misplay.
No, that wasn't it. It was more to do with the fact that you've just played right into my Spirit's Way. But I mean, it makes sense if you can get to the key, right?
Oh, you can have me. You can have my creatures if you leave me on. If you leave me on 6. I fear that I might get to 1 key very quickly. Not even very quickly, relatively quickly, but I fear I might struggle from now on.
I'm 1 Spirit's Way down though. We've only got 2.
You I think we've got to go Brobnar to deal with that daughter. Do we deal with the daughter? We do deal with the daughter, yeah. Gone straight into Baldric's hands with a Narp, but we'll enrage your daughter. And unfortunately, that's as good as that turn gets. Oh my god, I dropped into another 2/2/2. Jesus.
Jesus.
RNGesus.
Has it finished doing the animation?
Yeah, it's 2.5 seconds, mate. You've been sat there for
Okay,
about 15
cool.
minutes. So.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Just to make sure.
Should I put a time limit on this, you think?
No. Is that shit talk?
No, mate, no.
It might be a long game, to be fair. Given.
Shit, are you swearing?
No more saying cuss words.
Sorry, Carl. 10 to 10 as we record this. Way past the watershed.
I've got both redacted. Yeah, I'm in trouble now, I think. Okay.
Well, see, won't we?
Right, I've got to deal with some Logos creatures or I'm going to be in real trouble. So let's go Brobnar again.
You're just going to fight it off the board. Nice.
Hmm. Let's get rid of them fools. It's got to go on it. It's got to go. I've got to slow that slow these Logos turns down somehow.
That higher staff value, though.
I know.
He's squeaking everything out of it he can. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Rigging
so
that sucker out. I think this is that's one of the worst cards of the game, but it's saving my backside this game.
The hilarious thing about this is I've got all these capture pips and I've not been able to capture any amber. The only turn that, it'd have been nice. I didn't have any. I mean, it'd be pretty crazy not to do this.
I love the fact that I've called out Brobnar, and they're the only people they're the only house that have put work in.
I know, yeah, they've been carrying you, haven't they?
They have.
Okay, so this is a rather conveniently sized Titan Engineer.
Just smash out that nut. Oh no, what's he gone for? Smashed out the Mog Hunter.
Mate, Nap's stopping your Calfine from reaping.
Calfine's not here to reap. There's a pile of skulls on the board. Calfine's here to stop you forging.
We'll see. So, how do I want to set this up? Yeah.
Okay, I've got a target for that. Okay. I think I'm going to need some help here, everybody.
Is it finished doing the whoops? I think the capture.
What animation do you think should have happened then? I didn't press anything.
I thought you were praying to
Oh no, RNGesus has been out a few times already.
Oh really?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of dead angels.
Right, there's a lot. All right, we're gonna have to go no name. So let's get rid of that that first Spirit's Way. Don't want to be in my discard. I want to be in your. Yeah,
Interesting.
it's gotta go.
Good play.
Got a Lilithal and a Malison. So lots of creatures, no Amber Pips at all in this deck apparently, and all the creatures are play fight effects. Sorry, fight reap effects except for no name. So I mean, I haven't even got the I can't even rush an Amber an Amber Pip deck. A lot of creatures.
It is.
Still got in draw.
They're big boys as well, aren't they?
A lot of big boy creatures. This, yeah, Might Makes Right might have done some fun in this deck. Might Makes Right in Worlds Collide. Legacy Might Makes Right. It's definitely AOA, wasn't it? I don't know if it was in Worlds Collide actually. Somebody will tell me. I don't think it was. I think it was AOA only.
Okay.
Let's get the old phone out. The phone will tell us.
Are you cheating?
Am I cheating? Yeah, I'm Googling how to beat
Using
two
outside
redacted text.
information?
I'm trying to see. I'm just double checking to see what sets Mike Makes Right was in.
I mean,
Safari can't. Why can't a server be found?
it's a move.
Dex Keyforge don't tell you what set they were in. I might have to go to my. I have to go to my website then.
Yeah, I think you can search by card, can't you?
Didn't even use my own website. My own website would do it for me. AOA called it. Weren't in Wolf Squad.
Nice.
So I did. All right, we'll have to have a Legacy Maverick. Nope, just a Legacy. Oh, you dropped that Obsidian Forge quietly, you sneaky boy.
All these capture pips. They're not doing anything.
Got no hammer, mate.
I know.
That's what have you dropped? So you dropped a Waking Nightmare. I'm definitely not forging this point. Oh dear, I'm playing for pride at this point. Let's go. So I've got a capture. So you're not forging this turn. If I do that, you're definitely not forging this turn. Okay. And steal from me. Go this then. What don't I like? What don't I like? That's gotta go. Not too fussed about the Titan Engineer. Dino Fiend, 0 value to me. Claude? Yeah, Claude. Get no value out of Claude. And we will reap to purge that. Ooh, Infernus.
Yeah.
Reap and we'll capture one. We'll drop a Malison to the. Ooh, right. What play? What's the play? You're going. You're going. I need 2. So you can have that one, and you can have that one. So you go into the left. Then we'll drop a Buzzle. Buzzle's going to eat a Malison. Fight a Titan Engineer. Eat a Narp. I've got that in the right order, luckily. Fight. Oh, no. No, 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 no. I don't want to do this, actually.
Can you undo it? Can you
I don't.
undo it?
No. I'm not. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it, to be fair. I mean, Baldrick could be fighting twice. Wouldn't put you back on check either, actually. Yeah, fine. I didn't want to do this, but it's a.
Cracking Buzzle deck, that though.
Yeah.
All them creatures, pile of skulls.
Buzzle doesn't want to do that. And we want to capture on No Name. We're limping, John. We're limping, but we're still going.
You're still winning.
I don't know about winning, but I'm trying to play around the Obsidian Forge, play around Logos, play around 2 Redacteds.
Yeah, you're in a tough spot. That is for sure. I mean, that's a move, isn't it?
Higher Judgment. I can't remember what Higher Judgment does. That's purge a card, isn't it? Purge creature.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good, but
Ugh.
this deck's all about the dis and the logos. The Sanctum's just kind of
It's just there. It's
there.
along for the ride.
And I mean, Font of the Eye is amazing, but it's Omni, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Play this creature.
Oh, you disgrace.
Yeah.
Oh, you absolute disgrace. I had a turn lined up as well.
I'm sure he did.
Oh, that changes things. Oh, I even captured one for Source Spirit as well. Right, let's deal. Is this going to be a single turn? Oh, no, it's going to be okay.
Nice.
I can't even use the Iron Staff. That's fine. Your turn.
Well, that's unfortunate, isn't it?
It is. It is. I had a. I mean, I'm not going to say what I had because I've still got an okay turn, but. Oops.
You can see what's happened, though.
See exactly what's happened.
Yeah.
You get a couple of extra creatures out, and I am in trouble.
Well, I mean, if you can't beat me this turn, you're in trouble.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot you forged your first key. Well, what an anticlimactic end.
Kamikaze logos.
The kamikaze logo straight into a no-name. No-name's just eating them for fun. All right, let's try and get a bit of value. Let's at least try and. There you go. This is for you, John. This is for you.
Oh,
We'll
you shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have.
There you go. Gargantis Scrapper. Whoosh, straight out. Draining Touch for nothing. Ethereum to the right. Have your logos. Have your fun. Oh, come out of it.
I'm having
You
fun.
absolute disgrace.
Have you got an emote for that?
What for? Have I got an emote for just? What's this one?
We the real rock stars, and I'm the biggest of all of
PG
them.
rated.
I've got a humble brag. Yeah, you can have some Kanye West.
Oh God.
Yeah, you can have another one for.
We the real rock stars, and I'm the biggest of all of them.
Where are we? It's a lot of
There's a lot of turns that I'm not going to be calling logos.
Is that right?
No.
I mean, you're getting close to me pulling that grasping vines. So
Yeah, exactly.
oh, you disgrace!
He's limp. This is for Big Z, Callum, and Zombie Hedgehog. Taking it to the raid boss.
To the raid boss.
With his inscrutable my decks are random, so it's all right if I lose. But when I win, I'm gonna stick it to you.
I've never said a word about sticking it to anyone. All my wins so far have been by luck rather than judgment, man. So
Nah, you're a good player, Carl.
no,
This is what makes this so sweet.
it's too kind, man. It's too kind.
Oh, has he drawn into grasping vines though? Is this too much hubris even for I?
You are nobles. You left the Rustnorer on. I was like, when you played Sanctum, I was like, just put one creature on the board. Please, just put a creature on the board. I couldn't believe it.
That was the fun, wasn't it? You
There you
just
go.
see how many pointless turns I can milk out of it.
No, it's fantastic. Good game, man. Loads of fun. Loads of fun.
Yeah, it's always fun, Carl.
I mean, we saw what we're coming, didn't we? We knew a Redacted and Obsidian Forge was going to be difficult to beat, especially when you got them out early. But no, I think I handled. I think it was probably after the forging of the first key. That was it. It was game over for me. There was no coming back.
You called it as well. You
Yeah.
were like, and that's it, and that's the that's the end of my
That's all I'm doing. So yeah, so this deck is it's just not got the pace. I don't think I saw an Amber Pip. Let's have a quick see if I can.
No, you
count.
did because I think you blew them all on the turn that you forged, right?
So
Because you had
there's
the fittest.
3. There's no Amber Pips in Purge. What we got in draw? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 on Iron Staff. 6. Is that 6 Amber? No.
It's pretty poor.
So there's nothing in Purged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 Amber. 6 Amber on cards. So when I said when we were dissecting playstyles that I like a lot of Amber on cards and very action heavy, somebody was laughing at me giving me this deck, which is the polar opposite. No actions,
Yeah.
tons of creatures, and no Amber. So no, well played, man. Very, very good game. Good deck, good fun deck. But now here comes the fun. What are we saying about my deck? Well, give us a before we start dissecting the deck. Give us a number that you think it's going to be close to before we go into
Sass-wise.
Dex Keyforge, Sash wise. So, but I think it's Worlds Collide, Brobnar, very underwhelming, Untamed. The Dis was all right.
Yeah, I mean, what does Sass rate? It's got Infernus. That's like a Sass card.
It's a Sash
and
card, yeah.
I think that's probably it.
I'll go
Maybe go.
I'm going 60, 60, 61.
I think it'd be lower than 60.
Do you think?
Yeah, certainly.
Well,
but then I'm not. I'd say mid 50s. Let's say
mid 50s. Well, we'll soon see in a second. So we'll jump out of the Crucible now after my first absolute whooping by Pickavance. And I was going to say Pickavance Junior, but I'm not sure. I don't know who is the older twin.
I am the older twin.
You are the all right, Pickavance Senior.
7 minutes.
7 minutes the senior. So we'll go. Join me and John back at Dex Keyforge, and we'll have a look at this monstrosity in detail. See you in a second. So we made it back to Dex Keyforge, and I've licked my wounds after the kicking that I've got by John and his horrific double redacted Obsidian Forge deck, which was very, very well played, but to nobody's surprise at all, 55. So yeah, I mean we knew it'd be low. John I think said mid 50s, which he was absolutely bang on. It's lower than I expected it to be. I think I was generous with 60, 61. I probably would have said lower but I didn't want it to come across as potential sour grapes. It certainly wasn't. I enjoyed the game. It was absolutely tons of fun. But yeah, we knew I think as soon as we saw it in the Master Vault that it wasn't going to set the world on fire. So yeah, 55. It does have a +1 meta. I'm assuming for the artifact control. Yep. So we've got 2.1 in artifact control. Didn't see the giant Norbil, but we definitely used the grasping vines. And I've just said to you, I think while we were off air, that when you played Sanctum after I dropped that Rust Nora, I was praying for a creature. I was hoping that you'd missed it. Tell me the truth. Did you see the Rust Nora come down?
I had seen the rust knower. I didn't twig that that's what it'd do, but in my kind of hubristic rush, I was just keen on playing cards that would piss you
I
off.
thought
I didn't
you.
want to.
I
I didn't
thought-
want to. I didn't want to advance my position. I just wanted to like make
See,
yours
I'll
weak.
see if you could actually tilt me. I don't tilt. I'm untiltable, unflappable. But no, it's I was hoping it was gonna be the best video I'd ever done, where you had forgot that Rust Nora kills artifacts.
Yeah.
But no, it's what it is. So yeah, 55. We got the single meta in the artifact control. I've said this. I think I've said this before on a video that I still think Harbinger of Doom should be included in board clears because it clears a board. If you're calling gateway to dis a board clear or unlock gateway, I mean, there's an argument for Harbinger of Doom. I know you've got to trigger it, but yeah. Relatively decent amber control, which is fine. 0 speed, so we talked about your 5.1 being low. 0 speed, but this is what I'm most upset about. 6 amber on cards, 25 creatures, and only 9 actions. If there is a deck that absolutely is the opposite side of the coin of decks that I like playing, it's this one. So I think I'm going to go away from this game and burn Amber. Literally just going to get put in the fire. Another Worlds Collide Brobnar deck put on the burning cinders.
Yeah.
Can
I mean,
you give it any sort of credit? Is there anything in there at all that you think, well, that might be interesting?
I mean, there's nothing interesting about it.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
I mean, what I will say though is any deck that has a ton of big creatures in,
Mm.
if it faces the right deck, can win by virtue of that alone.
Just by sitting
right?
on the board, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
And it's got that going for it. With, to be fair, a fair bit of artifact control. I think I know you mentioned it earlier.
It's not hard though, is it? There's one. I mean, do we call grasping vines hard artifact control hard? You get it back. It slows you down, if anything. It's not a. Does it? What do we call it on here? Yeah, so even here it's giving it a 0.5.
Yeah, I mean, okay, perhaps I'm thinking just in terms of the context of that matchup, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
That we've just played, where it is insanely good. And it's funny because before the game you said you were gonna chain yourself with it.
Yeah.
And I think in hindsight, probably you should have.
Maybe. I suppose it was 6.5 a dozen of the other, wasn't it? I wanted to push myself onto a key. I weren't certain that you couldn't take me off. I could have been sat there still trying to forge this first key for 3 weeks. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
You're probably right. I'd like to have pulled the grasping vines later on in the game, but to get it in I think it was in the second or third draw. Certainly weren't
yeah,
ideal.
I mean that's difficult, especially when it's got one of the 6 amber pips on it.
Yeah.
You just want to play it.
Yeah.
But I think the way that those big decks win is that they get on board and then they reap out, and then the opponent's like, "I need to deal with this board. I need to deal with this board." And that I know, I know we joked about it earlier when I was like, "It's a mistake getting rid of Harbinger."
Mm.
But I think the only way this kind of deck wins is literally by having more reaps than the opponent.
Yeah, just sitting on the board and being strong.
Yeah, and that's the tempo you've got. They're behind on board.
Yeah. Sure.
Because you're not getting it through the value of your cards. You're just getting it through brute force alone.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I mean, there's a very specific way you've got to play these decks, and it's just really dull.
I think it's really dull. And so this is, and if people have watched us for a while, like they'll know that I've got quite a dramatic and somewhat unwavering hatred for Sanctum for exactly this reason. It's super not my play style. And I've got this similar sort of hatred for Saurians for the same reason, but Saurians are a bit more interesting to play with all their effects. But Sanctum, certainly AoA Sanctum, not AoA Sanctum, certainly Kota Sanctum was just sit on the board, be big, have armor, not be able to be removed, and then just reap your way to victory. I mean, it works, but god damn, it's boring.
Yeah. No, I agree. There's nothing. There's no texture to your strategy, right? You're just trying to
texture.
get
That's a very poetic way of putting it, John. Absolutely, there's no texture to the strategy. It's very linear, very beige.
Yeah, you're just barfing out creatures.
Yeah. No, that's the one. So I don't know. Obviously, you're first person to. We're going to drop another remote that I'm going to have to drop for you. I can't drop it for myself. You got the job done. I want to give some sort of, I don't know, what's a fitting reward? What do we do for somebody that wins? I think I want to
Rematch.
offer a rematch. I want a rematch, not with this deck.
No,
Um,
yeah, no,
Amma's,
swap deck.
Amma's, Amma's on the Tinders already. Amma's in the log burner. No, I don't know. Do you want to? I'm a big fan of these stream deck triggers, these little things. So do you want to come up with your own trigger that I can put on for future
Yeah,
games? What
yeah, no,
what do you think?
definitely.
What would be? I don't want to put you on the spot, but
Ooh, I don't know what you have. I've only what have you got? You've got like
so so I've got
RNGesus and
RNGs. I've got clutch play. I've got
Club.
if somebody gets a bit salty, they can get dropped an it's only a game crybaby. I don't want
Do
to use
they,
that too often.
do you ever drop it on yourself, Carl?
I probably should have this game, to be fair. No, I mean, no, I'm.
It's all coming out.
No, I'm not not really. You know, I mean, John and a lot of the people that are watching should probably know that I don't deem myself as an ultra competitive player, and I certainly don't get upset when I play.
No,
Um,
no, no, of course not.
unless
Okay,
I'm
but
sat across somebody that's purposefully being a pain in the backside, then I'll do it back to them. But nah, it
yeah,
doesn't happen very
yeah.
often. So we've got a flawless victory if somebody gets 3-0'd. I've obviously got my favourite, which is
We the real rock stars, and
Kanye
I'm the
West's
biggest
humble
of
brag.
all of them.
You know what? I think maybe what you're lacking, and that'd be a fitting kind of tribute from the first victor against you. It'd be one that you could drop on yourself
One that I
when
could drop on
things
myself.
exactly. I don't know what it'd look like.
So,
Maybe like
so it's a self-deprecating
no, not even like raid boss. You know,
raid
like
boss.
you're absolutely slapping them. You know, you're 2-0 up. They're like questioning their life decisions that brought them to that moment in time, and then you just slap them with a raid boss.
Fantastic raid boss. I mean, you'll have to pick the boss though. You'll have to pick which one it is. Is it a
Yeah,
WoW raid boss?
certainly not.
Certainly not.
I think I'll get something commissioned for you, Carl. It might even have your face on it.
I would be blown away if I could get my own raid boss trigger. That'd be phenomenal. Um,
You might wait a couple of months.
no, this is grand. No, it's well, I'll wait in anticipation, but I think at this point it's probably a good time to wrap up and say Amma L Tandreg is absolutely dead to me. She's going straight back into the archives, never to be seen again. The streak is over. The streak is over. It's now 3-1.
Yeah,
Still,
I'm really surprised.
still a positive 3-1 to the archives, which I'm blown away by because I certainly didn't think that'd be the case. I thought I'd be begging, borrowing, and stealing for a win, but I'll take the first loss humbly and say very
Yeah,
well played, lovely deck to bring, and I can't thank you enough for being a part of it, John. Thanks ever so much, man.
no, thanks for having me on.
No, you're welcome.
Anytime.
Any parting words of wisdom?
Stay safe.
Stay safe. I mean, yeah. With all joking aside, I hope everybody is staying safe. And for those in the US that have not seen our catchy slogan, hands, face, space. You're welcome, UK government. We're big fans of big fans of the slogan. But from us, yeah, from Crazy Killing Machine, and on behalf of John and Steve, who wishes he could be here but never will be because he is useless and lazy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.